Hey everybody, welcome back for another video here. Today we're going to be talking about Is the Church in America Dying Part 2. So a couple of days ago in the first episode, we talked about how the church stopped being the church, how there's no ambition to go out and do outreach anymore. Everybody just thinks it's necessary just to show up for that one Sunday and that's it. And how we just got away from what the church was built and meant to be. We also just discussed some surveys that took place back in 1965 that showed that 97% of Americans believed in Christ. And back in 2018, only 64% now believe that God even exists. So we see a big change there. So today we're just going to continue on with that topic. If you want to check out the first video, there should be a link up top here in the top left corner of the screen for you guys once this is put up. So today we're diving back into Revelations to talk about this topic. Now, this is going to be a slightly more adult topic here in the first part here. So just be warned there. It's nothing too terribly bad, but just that little warning there for you guys. So today's verse we're going to take a look at is Revelations 2, verse 20. But I have this complaint against you. You are permitting that woman, that Jezebel, who calls herself a prophet, to lead my servants astray. She teaches them to commit sexual sin and to eat food offered to idols. So I just want to take this and break it down into two parts. The first being sexual sin, and then we'll get into the idols part after that. So when we look at the sexual sin, we look at what plagues the world nowadays and the church here in America. And that's things like pornography, sites that allow you to pay for sexual pictures and to have sexual acts done for you. Apps are built around sexual hookups. They're built specifically for you to meet people and go have that one night stand with, to have that sexual connection with them. And a lot of times we can see this tear marriages apart, and we see a lot of godly people fall into this trap, and it ultimately destroys them. And if we allow this to enter our life, we're really blocking off a lot of what God has in store for us. Another part of that sexual sin was we look at all the sex that takes place before marriage. Sex was built to be a sacred thing that was meant to be between husband and wife. Now we see it using out of context of that, and it's something that's just pretty much thrown around. There's no meaning to it anymore. People feel like you have to have sex in a relationship for the relationship to be successful, and that's just not the case. It's meant to wait until you're that husband and wife, and it's supposed to be something you two enjoying together, so you both have that first experience together and that bonding experience. And when we allow sex before marriage to take place, it's just really opening up the door for a lot of other things to come in and take place in our lives, often looking like regret, disappointment, and even heartache and pain, because we take something that was meant to be sacred and we take the sacred part out of it. Now, for the second part, we're going to look at the idols. We allow worldly things to take the place of where God's meant to be, and that's really at the center. So every time we allow something else to take that place from God, we're really cutting Him off and where He can really work in our lives. And these idols can look like your job and money. So many people that their whole life focused on making the most money I can make, working as hard as I can, always working 7 days a week, and never really taking that time just to rest and just decompress and enjoy what God said to you and really reconnect with Him and reconnect with those around you. And even God Himself needed a day of rest. So we need to make sure that we need to slow down in that life. That Sabbath day you take, it doesn't need to be on Sunday. Just whatever day works for you. It can be a Wednesday, it can be a Monday, it can be a Tuesday. Just whatever day you work, you really need to take that one day and rest so you can reconnect with God. And I understand sometimes in America that you don't have a choice but to work 7 days a week. So don't include yourself in there. I understand sometimes financially to make ends meet, you have to work that, and that's totally understandable. I'm talking about the people that choose to go to work 7 days a week when they have 2 days off. And then we're going to also look at our worldly possessions, things like our house, our cars, boats, and just different items. Oftentimes you see someone, I gotta go upgrade my car because the neighbor just got a new car, or John down the road just bought a new boat, so I need a new boat. And we can't really be content with what we have. And until we can stop and be content with what we have, we're never going to be able to grow into the next thing. We're never going to be able to move past that point, because God's not going to reward us if we can't enjoy what He gave us right in front of us and what we have right now in our possession. And then lastly, we're going to talk about things like technology and social media, how that has really torn a lot of families apart. It's so uncommon nowadays for families to come around and sit at a dinner table together and just have dinner and talk about their days. I remember growing up, that was the biggest thing. You came home from school, got your homework done, family came, parents came home, cooked dinner, and you all sat down at the table and you just discussed what went on through the day, the bad, the good, what's coming up, what's going on in school. And you just really connect there. And a lot of families, they spend so much time at work and spend so much time out at home that when they finally come together, they're all on their phones, on their computers, on their game systems, and the whole family's separated. And a lot of times by doing this, you don't see the damage that's being done in your family. You don't see that your kid's being bullied at school or they're struggling in school, because there's no time. You don't take the time to notice that. There's no communication there to be able to see those problems, because we allow other things to take place and take center in our lives where other things should be set in place. And a lot of times that center is God, and it needs to be God. It has to be God, because otherwise, like I said, we can't come into what God wants us to come into. And how I want to illustrate that for you is, picture you have a garden and you got a sprinkler that sprays 360 degrees. So I got my big garden here and I set the sprinkler on the outside here. Now it's spraying 360 degrees, so it's watering everything on this side, but everything on the back side of the garden here is still dry. So if we take that same sprinkler and now we move it into the center of our garden here, now it has a chance to water everything in the garden. And we need to look at that the same way, as if we take God and place Him on the outside, He's only able to work through so much through here because we're blocking Him out on this side. But we move Him into the center here, now He can reach everything. He can reach every aspect of your life. So we just need to be careful that we're not dethroning Him in one area of our lives, because we can have Him set on, hey, I got Him in the center of my life on finances and my anger control, but over here I got my lust that I leave exposed, and I don't leave Him in the center of that. So these two things I got under control. We got under control. They're doing really well. But this thing over here is going to continue to fester and grow weeds in your life and grow weeds in your garden, and just start to take over. Where now these things that's creeping in, taking that center and pushing those things out. So we need to bring God back in so that all those things can really be reach their full potential and what they need to be. So that's all I really have for this video. I just want to continue and thank you guys for the support. All my friends and family over on Facebook giving the shares for this video. If you guys really like that video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I want to see this channel grow. I'm excited to see where God takes it. We'll be coming back with part 3 of this series coming up in the next couple of days. I'm still figuring this all out. This is all new to me, so trying to get some editing done. And just the recording process is new for me, so I want to make sure I'm putting my best foot forward for you guys. If you guys are taking the time to watch my videos, I want it to be nice for you guys. So again, I appreciate the support. Keep coming back. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it with your friends and family. If you guys need any prayers in your life, I'll link my Instagram page dedicated to this channel down below. You guys can reach out to me on there, just send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to pray for you. Again, thank you guys so very much. God bless you. Have a great day.